Hello and welcome to another episode of Community Connections airing right here on OROMIA11. I am your host, Anna Orr, and today we are talking adaptive footwear and a shoe apparel brand. We'll tell you how these two marry very soon. Please welcome to the show Dr. Jennetta Spears. Jennetta is a physical therapist who works with pediatrics in the settings of home health and intermediate care. Kicks LLC aims to provide a shoe that is stylish, affordable, and easy to put on. Kicks LLC is creating the shoe with the intention of children who wear orthotics and/or braces, with the belief that all children deserve to have a selection of shoes to choose from. Wearing a brace limits access to shoes. However, at Kicks LLC, they want to make sure that they are able to provide any option for children who wear braces. Dr. Spears, I am so grateful to have you joining me today on this episode of Community Connections. Welcome to the program.
I am so happy to be here. I'm happy that you allowed me to come up here and share a little bit about myself.
Now, for those that may not know, can you talk about what Kicks is? And first, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's start off with, where did the name come from?
So Kicks, the name for Kicks, I thought long and hard, and I'm really big on family. I'm family oriented. And so I wanted the name to have a little bit of my family in it. Um, and I'm like, how can I do that? But also have a shoe line sound, good. Because shoe lines, you got to have a good name. And I thought about it and I said, well, to put everybody in it, myself, my husband, and my two children, we thought about the E and J. My husband's name is Earl. My son's name is Earl Jr. My daughter's name is Joy, and I'm Jennetta. And so we thought EJ and Kicks because they're shoes. Why not?
Now, we are
And so
talking about adaptive footwear today, correct? Can you talk to
yes,
us
ma'am.
about what the brainchild is that is now Kicks LLC?
So EJ Kicks, it is an adaptive shoe line currently for children. The goal will be to branch out and do adults as well. But adaptive shoes are for children that wear foot orthotics. These could be ankle foot orthotics, which are called AFOs, which are also foot braces. These are kids that you see that have the plastic foot braces that are on underneath their shoe. They need it for support, for balance, for flexibility. There's various reasons why a child or an adult would be wearing a foot brace. The thing about having foot braces is very difficult to find shoes that fit over the brace. Because of that, I realized there's a huge need for more shoe brands. Never imagined that I would see it through, and I pushed through, and we created EJ Kicks with my own design, from trial and error of trying on so many different shoes on kids working as a pediatric physical therapist.
Now, you also are a parent. You mentioned your daughter Joy, but you also said that you are a physical therapist. So what came first for you trying to alter adaptive or create adaptive footwear?
So for me, it came through first being a physical therapist. Before I had kids and I was out there just working with children, I've always had a love for kids. But noticing the struggle when parents would ask me, where can I get shoes? And it was a big question. It always came up, and I would try to have myself prepared, but realizing as prepared as I wasn't prepared of not having such a good option or a lot of options. And it got discouraging for parents because they're like, so what shoes are my kids supposed to wear with these braces? It's a new experience. And through that and trying to help parents find shoes, working at a facility where I had to find shoes for all 22 kids, it is so difficult. In that struggle. And then my daughter, she had to wear toe walking SMOs because she's a toe walker. Um, I'm your typical average Joe person working, And I have insurance, I had to pay out of pocket for the braces, and it's a lot of money. And these braces only last for about 6 months to a year, maybe. And then after that, you get a new pair. And it's like we have to find shoes for each new pair because the child foot grows. And I struggled finding shoes for my own daughter. And I'm a pediatric physical therapist. But what ended up happening, I went the frugal route and I went to Walmart, found her some shoes that she liked, and tried to tweak it a bit so that it would fit for her. We had to go up a couple sizes, but for her, she was happy because she was happy with the shoes. And I realized this is a big component when it comes to children and shoes. They want to feel good about themselves with what's on their feet.
I think you're right. That's so important that we know fashion and footwear is such a big part of kids' identity as they grow older. But mobility is really essential. And so
Right.
when that is impeded upon, we have to try to figure out alternate ways to give
Right.
them something that looks cool, but something that also is going to be useful to help them walk and develop appropriately. What
Yeah.
outside of I guess, finding something that actually was functional for you, what was another hindrance that you experienced in trying to find footwear for your daughter?
So, the weight of a shoe. Many times you find all these heavy shoes and you're like, my child already has to wear a brace. So that's weight there. And then you go and you look for shoes, and some of the most and best adaptive shoes are really heavy. And that is a drawback because heavy shoes affects a child's ability to walk and how they walk. It changes their walking. And so that was one thing I was really looking at for my shoes. I wanted my shoes to be lightweight. I did not want a heavy shoe because as a PT, knowing I'm putting on a heavy shoe on kids and I'm like, they're learning to walk and now they have this extra weight on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, they need the brace. But at the same time, I felt like we can meet halfway and get a lighter shoe so that they can lift their feet up a little bit more easily to take their steps.
Now, talk to me about what the process is like for them to be fitted for shoes with EJ Kicks, because I'm sure somebody's going to want to watch this and say, I don't know where she is in the country, but I need to connect with her so that Dr. Spears can assist the scholar in my life with some adapted shoes.
So, what I wanted to do is make it easy for your everyday average parent at home to order a pair of our shoes. All you have to do if your child wears foot braces or even shoe inserts, you just measure the length of that brace on the foot, see how long it is, and you will go on our sizing chart and find out where your size fit within our sizing chart. And at that point, you don't have to worry about is it wide enough? Our shoes are already extra wide. They already have extra depth. It's just a matter of figuring out the length of your child's foot. And based off of the numbers, you can get a more accurate size of what your child may wear for our pair of EJ kicks.
And how long does this process traditionally take?
It's very quick. So if you go in and you're ordering your new braces, because usually that's the part that will take forever, seems like. You go in, you get casted. Some kids have to get casted for AFOs. Once you get that new pair of shoe in, you just quickly go ahead and measure and you order, and it will probably be in roughly a week or less. You will get your
Okay.
pair of shoes from us.
Okay. So that's exciting. That gives your child not only um, time to pick out what style and color that they want for everything, but they're also able to expect to be able to move easier, quicker,
Yes.
because they'll be able to have their shoes come in time and they'll be able to break them in, so to speak.
Yes.
Now, aside from talking about the process or the turnaround time, talk to me about price point for EJ Kicks.
So for our EJ Kicks J and E edition, they are currently $75. $75 across the board. And we also have a program called Adopt a Pair of Shoes. For those that might think 75 is a bit too much, you can enter for a chance of getting a free pair of shoes. With our Adopt a Pair of Shoes program, We pretty much get a little bit of information from you through our application, and we'll have a picture that we'll be able to post to our social media platforms. From there, a nice stranger, completely no ties usually, will find it upon their hearts to go and purchase a pair of shoes for your child. And in that sense, I feel like that is the community helping the community. I feel we all need each other's help. And the best way to do sometimes is just to put yourself out there, and you never know who will end up blessing you with a pair of free kicks from EJ Kicks.
I think the Adopt a Shoe program is so benevolent, but also such a beautiful concept because I think we all know that in this economy, with inflation
Mhm.
being what it is, we all could use a little bit of help. And so if
Yeah.
somebody is willing to come alongside you and, like you just said, bless you with a pair of shoes, I'm sure that'll alleviate a financial burden as you continue to try to raise and afford children in this economy. Now, you were talking about you are very family oriented. Is EJ Kicks LLC a one woman band? Is this a family run business? Do you have a small team? What are we looking at?
EJ Kicks primarily started out with just myself. And I had to learn the hard way. You can't do things by yourself. You need support. And I am so grateful for the support that I have in my family. My husband helps me with social media posts. My parents help me with shipment and sending out things. Everybody comes in. My sister helps me. My whole entire family comes and they help support EJ Kicks, and I'm so grateful for them. We are me, my husband, he is an epilepsy survivor. He goes through this struggle, and this was an inspiration for us to start the business. It was for us to be able to work together, find something that we can still be around each other, that
Mm-hmm.
took the stress of epilepsy away. And so he has something that he's doing, and my parents and my dad, he's a retired vet. He has his working, sending out the shoes, and I think it's a beautiful thing how we all can just come together. And they all just help me out with this business.
Now, Dr. Spears, home base for EJ Kicks LLC is in North Carolina. You guys are currently shopping all over the continental US and Canada, correct? Currently.
Currently, the US. We are
Okay.
working on Canada, and I'm hoping Canada within the next month or so. So yes, so hold your horses, Canada. We're working on it.
I think that's important. Where can people in your community engage with you in person if they have questions or if they actually want to see and try the merch in person? Where are they able to connect with you guys?
So the best way to connect with me, because I am a home health physical therapist, I'm always on the road, is to reach us by email. ejkicksshoes@gmail.com. You may also reach us by phone, 919-322-8036. You can call or text, no preference of ours, whichever makes you comfortable. You can also message us on our website, ejkicksllc.com, and we will get all that information and we can set up and I can show you in person, give you a whole experience of what kind of shoes? I actually did that for a neighbor of mine. It was his daughter's first time being able to try on different pairs of shoes
Oh.
and choose which shoes she could wear. She never had the experience of trying on shoes because many times the shoes she would try on, they just didn't fit at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that moment for her was very special. And it was so special to me because I didn't realize how that is a missed moment for individuals when you do have a brace. You just can't try on your shoe to see if it fits and how it feels.
I think that's really important. Now you have on an amazing t-shirt right there in a beautiful shade of purple with you guys' logo on the front. But you guys are doing shoes for children, t-shirts, and as well as socks. Can you talk a little bit about socks?
So at EJ Kicks, we also sell orthotic socks. These socks are seamless socks that kids or adults may wear with their foot braces. It kind of helps smooth out and take away the seams. So it's very important to have seamless socks. I noticed that many of the socks were white. They were always white, never knew why, but I wanted to bring some color into the mix. And so we have seamless orthotic socks in the colors of red, pink, blue, black, and white. Still had to add white. Um, they come in the length of 15-inch and also 18 inches, depending upon the length of your brace. And so that is also, you can also find that on our shop page on our website.
I love that you said that the shoes and the socks aren't just for people that are wearing adaptive shoes or braces or SMOs like you talked about. They're for people that may have wide width feet, people that may be dealing with circulation issues and can benefit from the socks. It's a little bit of something from everybody, for everybody.
Yes. And I have kids that curl their feet up in their shoes and they need that extra depth for that, just for the simple fact they like to curl their feet up. And you don't have to wear a foot brace. You can even wear shoe inserts. People get their Dr. Scholl's, and if you ever put one of those in your shoe, you realize you feel like your foot is halfway out of the shoe. But with our shoes, you'll feel in the shoe still
Okay.
because of the extra depth that is provided. And I like to wear a pair of EJ Kicks. It's our size 5, and I wear a 9.5. That
Okay.
kind of gives you an idea of how the stretch works because my foot goes in and I'm able to wear it for events just so people can see the effect of how the design of the shoe really stretches to accommodate added space for the braces as well, for those that do wear braces.
Now, since EJ Kick's inception, have you shared your products with other physical therapists to see what they think and feel about it?
Yes, I have shared it with different physical therapists. I share it with my students because I'm also an adjunct faculty member at Winston-Salem State University. I share it wherever I go. I'm happy to say that this year we're going to the Abilities Expo in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is our first big event to kind of put ourselves out there so that more people in the disability community knows about us, that we exist and we're a small business, we're up and coming, and that you will see us around.
I think that's wonderful, and I'm excited to hear you guys' reach expand because I think it's so important that people get to hear about not only something so cool and so necessary, but also something that I think could really be life changing for a child that's wearing a pair of EJ Kicks.
Yes, I'm excited. It's a journey and I'm grateful for it. And I'm glad God blessed me with this journey to go and push this vision forward.
Now, for those that are sitting at home going, I think that's wonderful for kids to have these amazing adaptive shoes and or apparel. When can I get a pair of adult shoes in adult sizes? What's the response for them, Dr. Spears?
So my response is because I'm a new business, I need to sell out what I currently have so that we can get more funding. The issue is funding to get more shoes and more sizes. But in order for us to get funding, we have to show the proof that there's an interest in the shoes first. And so things that can help with that is people following us on social media. We're on Instagram at EJ Kicks LLC. We're on Facebook at EJ Kicks LLC. And we're also on TikTok, EJ Kicks LLC. The more support that is shown and seen, it increases our chances for funding so that we can expand our sizes, expand our styles because I have more styles that I want to do. I want to bring a low top. I want to bring sandals. There are so many different things that are needed. However, we have to wait for the funding.
Okay. And lastly, you shared with us a little bit about where we can find you guys on social media. You provided us an email address and a phone number. But let us know how we can stay connected to the work of EJ Kicks and support you all as you navigate the footwear industry and the adaptive shoe industry ahead.
Yes, so another wonderful way is you can subscribe to our email. You would do this on our website at www.ejkicksllc.com. There you will find all the information about us, what's going on, what we're doing, and our recent new video that we just recently posted that kind of broadcasts and will share the story of EJ Kicks so that people will know about us.
I think that is wonderful. Thank you for joining me today, Dr. Spears. I appreciate you, and please keep up the amazing work of EJ Kicks LLC.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to share.
Absolutely. A very special thank you to the Spears family and their entire team at EJ Kicks LLC, and a very special thank you to Dr. Jennetta Spears for joining me today and for shedding a little bit more light on adaptive shoe brands as well as apparel and how it affects mobility of kids everywhere. I can't wait to see where you all end up next. As always, thank you for joining me. I look forward to connecting with you soon, and my name is Anna Orr.